To get started with Google Classroom, first of all, your school will need a Google for Education account. So if you go onto the website, you will come to this page, Google for Education. And in the middle of the page, you can see here, Get Google for Your School. So I can click here. And that will take me to this page which says, is your school already using G Suite for Education? If it's no, fine, just press no. Here's where you may need the technical expertise of your IT technician. You need to have administrative access to your school's web domain. They should be able to know what your web domain is. And if you don't host your own website, if it comes through the Civic, you may need to buy your own web domain, which will be about £15 to £20 per year. For now, I'm going to say yes. And when we come through, you see that you have G Suite for Education, which includes Classroom, Gmail, Drive, and all the products we would associate with Google. Those products go into my cart, so I can click View Cart. As you can see, because it's for education, it's totally free. All we need to do is set up productivity tools. And here's where you will need to fill in your details, your email address, your school name, your school address, your postcode, the website for your school, the number of students within your school, type of institution it is, and where you're located. Once you've filled in the information, it will come back to you and later ask you to verify your domain. Once you have your Google for Education account set up, you will have admin privileges. So you can click on this button here and you will see some of the options you have. By clicking more, it will take you down here where you can go to admin. When you click on admin, you will see the different elements of the site. We're going to go to users. We're going to add users. So we can click, and I've created a Year 5 class. To add pupils, you simply add user. So I'll make up a name, Darren Cochran, and his email address will be darren.cochran@that account. Now you can decide to set the password. And yes. And then create. And that will create the user. And what you can do is you can print this out and give it to the child, or you can send an email. But what you can see is I've created the class so far. Now what we need to do is assign the children certain privileges. So for example, I may not want my children to have access to the Gmail service. So what I can do is I can click here and go to apps. And this will show you the resources that the children have access to. So within the G Suite, they have 9 options. So they've got Classroom is on, Contacts are on, Google Drive, which will give them access to saving resources, is on. I can see here that Gmail is off, which is fantastic because I do not want my children to have access just for now. However, within school you may wish to teach the children how to send emails, at which point you can click here and you can turn it on for everyone, which means all the children within your class will have access to using their Gmail account. If you want to turn it off later, simply click and then turn it off. When we get started with our meetings, I'll give you a more in-depth explanation of how to create tasks within Google Classroom. But for now, I'll show you a very quick overview. So if I click on my class, I've already created a little project, but what I'd like us to do is to create one from scratch. So at the bottom, we have a plus symbol. We can create an announcement which goes out to the people who are within your classroom, create an assignment, create a question, or you can reuse a previous post. What I'd like us to do is to create an assignment. And for this, we're going to do multiplication. So I'd like the children to be able to go home and explore a different way of multiplying. So what do you think about this method for multiplication? And at this point we can put in a due date when it's due, and we can put in a topic name. But for now I'll just leave that blank. I'm going to put in a video, and the video I'd like to put in is lattice multiplication. And when we do this, there'll be a whole host of videos come up, and if you've already looked through them, you'll know which one you would like. I'll choose the first one, which is this one, which is a very easy explanation, and add it. And as you can see, that adds straight away. In fact, it's saved. And when I assign that automatically gets sent out to the pupils who are within my class. As you can see, it's live. The children will then have that and can respond appropriately.